Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Lost Chapters episode, or I guess chapter 8. I'm Roman and he is.
My name is John.
Alright, so again, we're still working out the kinks on a lot of stuff, so if John moves in and out of sync with his voice, then it's just what it is for right now. As long as you can hear him. And now he's just fucking around. I know he's fucking around. But yeah, this is Grimworks, I guess, mini wargaming podcast. I don't know exactly what we're talking about. I mean, I have a general idea, but we barely talked about it. But we can always kick it off with some hobby progress. So, John, what the fuck you been doing with the hobby?
So, hobby progress. Roman, take it away.
God damn it! So you haven't done anything? Like nothing? You see what I have to work? You see, like, why I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start doing rounds on other podcasts because it's just gonna be me talking for the most time. I want other people to interact with, and John just doesn't fucking do hobby. Well, I guess for hobby, what have I done since the last episode? Oh, fucking talk about. I know you've spent money. Talk about that. We talk. Fucking spending money is hobby progress. We established that.
I just bought a couple of tank turrets
Uh huh.
for some leaving rust.
And a whole orc army.
I haven't bought a whole arc army yet.
Yet. All right.
Yet.
So.
I did buy this Mechanicum Dogmata army book,
Mhm.
which is pretty awesome. You had some robots. It was still in the shrink wrap. Shrink wrap's right here. Um, I got this uh, Crusade Imperialis. You see is the glare.
Mhm.
Crusade Imperialis Army List, which is for humans and Questoris Knights.
Okay.
That's still in shrink wrap. Ooh.
Mhm.
Shout out to Scott Alter.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I mentioned it the last time, but I got this green Great Crusade
Mhm.
Orc Army book.
Yeah. Same.
This book.
Same. I got the
Yeah.
Greenskin. What is it? Greenskin Empires, and then the Immortal rulebook. So Immortal rulebooks are always fucking cool. Like I said, I have my Eldar one. Um, so yeah. Anything else? Anything else you bought?
I got a couple of tank turrets. I'm working on my militia army.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk more about that later, about why I'm working on that. But I am picking up some orcs uh, from Anthony Grover.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this book, I love this book. It just looks like so much fucking fun to play with this army.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I'm going in first with a Walker army. There's a HQ called a Mech Boy or a Big Mech for the HQ version,
Mm-hmm.
and he can take a Dreadnought bodysuit, and so you have a Dreadnought HQ, which I've always been jealous of armies that can do that. And now my Orc army will be able to do that. So I'm just gonna have Killicans and Depth Dreads and fucking all kinds of shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully coming up soon. So yeah, that's. Oh, and I my Black Knights, I put two two lances on two Black Knights because you have to fucking stand there and hold the lances because they're very heavy, right? And I couldn't get past two.
Black Knights or Blood Knights?
Black Knight.
Mm. For VC, right?
Yeah,
for
for vampire counts.
vampire counts for
Yeah.
Warhammer fantasy battles. All right.
Yep.
So okay. So like I showed you before, I'll go over my purchases because I actually purchased quite a bit. So I purchased these a while back. These came in.
Roman spent money like he was me.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money. But there is a very good reason. Because it brings me happiness and I'm depressed. So there you go. Anyways, bought these. What maybe like three? I ordered them maybe like 3 weeks ago. Um, if you do want any of these books, there's again the Mortal Rule Book, which is it has rule books for um, Centurion mode, Decurion, and just extra units for different armies. Not only just Space Marines, but there's extra rules in here for what is it, militia, humans, and things like that. This is a greenskin one. They also have the Eldar craft worlds, the Estriani craft worlds, and the Necron worlds. I probably ordered them about 3 weeks ago, and I got them in last week, I want to say. So because of that, John didn't have the money, but of course wanted the rule books. I offered to pay for him. He just pays me back, which he did, because I got a whole bunch of heresy stuff ordered up. A lot of torsos, heads, um, like shoulder pads, just like the standard kind of stuff. But then I got like another jet bike because I need it for to fill out one more unit. Because I'm working on a 3K list for Ravenwing. So I needed just a couple of more things. The bigger things that I actually got were a another Storm Eagle because I had bought one previously, and another Fire Raptor. So yeah,
Gonna die.
it's I the army is very mobile. That's for sure. It's very mobile and it's very DACA. You know what I mean? It's very shooting heavy. Um, Even though they have like the hit and run, um, I don't know how much I want to be into combat because they're not super great. They're not really combats, heavy squads. Even though they have like Hammer of Wrath, so they have Strength 10, fucking, or what is it? It's Strength 10, right, for Hammer of Wrath?
No, 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 no. It's unmodified strength.
Unmodified Strength. So they
Yeah,
are.
it ends at initiative step 10.
Oh, initiative. Okay, that's where I'm getting mixed up. So yeah, initiative step 10, and it's strength 4. I believe they're still strength 4. So just a few extra attacks, especially at initiative 10, would be really good. But they are on bikes, so they have an extra toughness, so that keeps them a little more survivable. Especially the jet bikes because they have a 3 up, 4 up. Don't remember. But either way, again, it's a really mobile army. It's meant for shooting. There is going to be some sniper Marines, which I'm always a fan of snipers for some stupid reason. I don't know why, but I've always liked them. So I'm going to have some recon squads in there. That's what's traveling in the Storm Eagles. So it's going to be a very fast list. How good it's going to be? Probably not going to be good because I fucking brought Storm Eagles because I thought they were cool. Um, Other than that, I'm doing a lot of list building because, of course, fucking Dark Angels have 6 rights of war centered around like the different wings that they have. So I'm trying to figure out like different play styles and different things to do. The one that I'm having a lot of trouble with is it's called the Escalon Imperative, I believe, or the Eschaton Imperative, something like that. It's basically the Dreadwing. The only problem is it's very, very, very expensive, like to run that list, points wise. Like you're not gonna have a ton on the field. Now I can go super elites heavy and like run like um, interrupt what is it? The interrupters, which are like the plasma Dark Angel dudes, and some destroyers. Now, the list that I see everybody talking about when they run this list is they run destroyer squads inside a drill. Like what is it called? The Terrax drill or whatever the fuck it's called. Something like that. I don't remember the.
Feature drill.
Yeah, it's just a drill. It's the fucking. It was meant for Mechanicum, but the Space Marines can take it. It's an 80-point assault vehicle, so that they can actually assault out of it, and of course destroyers want to do that. So it's probably like the most cost-effective list because it has I think a unit carrying 12, so it's even better than a fucking Land Raider in terms of how many it carries. So you can carry a 10-man, you can carry an HQ and an apothecary in there, and like have like these like really like big like these like meaty units of destroyers. Now, destroyers in themselves aren't great, but um, just having them in drills where they can like deep strike basically, pretty fucking cool. The only thing is, everybody's gonna be fucking running that list. I don't know if I want to be running that type of list. Um, I might go. I am working on some lists for that one because that one's the one I'm most interested in. It's the one that really like. I love the lore behind the Dreadwing, and I want to play it. I want to play it so bad. But in terms of other things that I have bought, now I did tell you that I did purchase on eBay book 2 of the campaign. So I have book 2 finally. Ow, I hit my ear. Um, so yeah, I finally received it in the mail. Like I said, I got a super like fucking ridiculously good deal on it, so I could not hit fucking buy it now fast enough. And then later on, I went on to Forge World and bought book 3. Now the thing is, as of right now, I have 4 of them. I have books 1 through 3, and then 9. I think thanks to Scott, or thanks to John, he was able to pick up off of Scott a what was it, book 7. So I will have 5 of the 9 books. The problem is, book 4 through 6 and 8 are probably like the most sought after in terms of the Heresy campaign books. So I'm gonna be paying out the ass if I really want those in hardcover, which I do. Of course I do, but like I don't know when I'm gonna fully get those like that collection. Any new books that come out for Heresy, I'm fucking buying it. Like I learned my lesson, but it is it's gonna be a bitch because I saw a book. What was it? I think I saw a book 6 on eBay that a few days ago it was in euros, which equates to I think it was like 180 bucks American. And I was like, okay, that's still pretty good from what I've seen it go for. And then I saw it today. It still has a day to go. It has like I don't know how many bids, and it's up to like $400. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So it's gonna be
What happens when people get their stimulus check?
I guess so. Like, there's people that just fucking jumped on it. I'm not gonna do that, even if I do have like stimulus and if I have a good amount of money, I still don't know if I can break myself to pay $400 for a rule book. So I'm not sure. I'm really debating that. I'm really debating like I'm gonna have to be on eBay like every day checking if somebody's posted a new one and like test my luck. But I have to really be careful with it because I don't know if this ever happens to you on eBay. Maybe you can see if this has happened to you, John. I bid on something, just thinking like, oh yeah, my max bid is Now it's never a ridiculous. Like depending on the thing, I'm like, okay, this is the highest I'll go. And then thinking like I've seen them go for higher, but if I can get it for this price, cool. But if I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get outbid. And then eventually, I fucking end up winning the auction. I'm like, God damn it! All right, now I gotta come up with the money because I wasn't like, I had the money, but then like something else comes up, of course, and then fucking I have to scramble to get some money together because I do end up wanting it. So luckily, I've been able to like not bid like outrageously out of my price range, just like a few extra bucks. But eBay's fucking so dangerous because like, okay, oh, this is non wargaming related, but one of my favorite Magic sets came out with a remaster, Time Spiral. Um, so I started looking at like, oh, what are the Time Spiral books going for? Because like Magic used to do novels with their sets, and one of my favorite sets came after the Time Spiral block, which was Lorwyn. And I was like, I read Lorwyn, but I never read anything after that. And there's 4 books, so I never read any of them. And I look on eBay, and they're like, oh, okay, they're not that bad. They're like maybe $4, $5. But then I think about it, I'm like, I want 4 books. That's $20, and it's a novel, which I'm not a great reader, and I barely have time to read anything that's not like my school books. So I don't know if I actually want to pull the trigger, and it's just $5. So I don't know. I don't know. But I'd happily fucking spend 100 and what on the $100, $120 for a badass fucking Warhammer book.
I accidentally won a Bitter Blossom on eBay doing that. Like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna win with this bid.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, it was a playset of Bitter Blossoms.
Oh, okay.
And so Lorwyn uh, was one of my favorite sets too. And back when it was standard, when we were playing, Bitter Blossoms were fucking expensive. So this was a while back. This was before I was way before I was making the money I'm making now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was $80 for a playset of Bitter Blossoms, and even at the time, they were, like a playset was still going for like 120, $130. So I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna win. Um, but I won, and I didn't even have the money. I didn't have 80 fucking dollars in my name. So I had to message the dude, and I was like, I accidentally bid on this. I didn't mean to. And so yeah, sadness.
Yeah. But Bitter Blossom's been reprinted a lot more times, I think, now. From.
It was reprinted twice more, but both of them were like alternate art. You have to get this to get this card. Like you couldn't get it out of a pack or something.
Really, not even in
Um,
like Modern Masters and shit like that, or Modern
I
Horizons.
and I don't believe so.
That sounds sketchy. It seems like Bitter Blossom is like primo fucking uh, modern card. So I'm pretty sure it's in those. But either way, done talking about Magic. Back to Warhammer and hobby progress. For the most part, we got some new. Oh, my iPad's still on. With No, it was fucking Mobile Legends. But you want to play a good MOBA on your phone or something? Mobile Legends, and I'm on there. Just let me know in the comments below. I'll give you my fucking Apple ID, whatever the fuck it's called. But either way, I got new windows put in, and with the new windows put in, I had to move basically my computer, like all my hobby shit, out of this corner so that they can put up the 2 windows. And right before we started, I was telling John like I haven't been able to like get my living situation in order. My bed's been all fucked up. I've had things in like boxes, but that didn't stop my hobby. I was able to. I wanted to keep it secret because, of course, I was kind of teasing it on here, but I ended up, building the Eldar Guardians. So I am I now have one squad built up for this, which we'll talk about later. But we at least have I at least have one squad. I need to get another one. I have to buy another one. I haven't gotten another one. But other than that, I've been recently, now that I have my painting, my paint rack, which I need to buy more paint racks. Um, I've been working on the commission. So I've been working on, I think this is Cronus, Cronus Grav Carrier. Oh, and then working on that for Scott, Buddy Scott. So I've just been working on his Custodes vehicles. Now, this kind of bleeds into what I am doing. So, as of right now, I have a little over 300 days in this like streak for hobby where it's just 30 minutes, just something hobby related. You make your own hobby, like whatever you deem is your part of the hobby, just 30 minutes. So like there was a day where like I put up my paint rack, like you know what I mean. I put up the paint rack. I didn't put paints on it, but I got it mounted, and that was my 30 minutes of hobby progress. You know, it's just something that I know I'm going to use for the hobby. It makes pulling out paints easier. Um, I assemble things. I paint. I'll transfer things into from the GW pots into dropper bottles, like just different things. So I've done it for over 300 days, um, and I have a couple of commissions lined up even after this one. But we're heading towards kind of like the 1 year, um, I guess, anniversary of me doing this streak, which I never thought I'd even get this far. And I want to do something special for it. And what I want to do special is it's a tall order that I have to do like in 2 months. Um, I want to, and I don't know how close I'm going to get into it. Um, how close I'm going to get to this, but I want to see if it's possible that I get my full 3K list. All right. I'm gonna try to fully paint my 3K Raven list, Ravenwing list. So I'm trying to see what I have to do, and that leads into like more things that I've bought. I've bought from Cromlock. I went ahead and bought a few swords because I like the look of them. They kind of match the Calibanite Warblades that a lot of them are equipped with, and then there's one in particular that looks like the I think it's the Terran Great Blade or whatever it's called. Um, I think the Dark Angels Terminators, Cenobian Knights, have those special swords, but I need more of them, and I don't want to rip them off of Terminators, and then the hands are all weird, so I don't want to fucking deal with that. So I found some on Cromlock, so I bought some of those, and then I placed a Green Stuff World order because I have this kind of idea for my basing. I don't know if I talked about it here, but I know I've talked about it with John. And this leads into what we'll be talking about in a little bit. So my idea for my Ravenwing is that they're on a planet with Eldar. So they're going to be fighting Eldar. So all the ruins that are going to be around them are going to be Eldar ruins, and Green Stuff World sells those, rollers that are Eldar themed. And I bought something really cool. It's pigment, like this kind of dry pigment, which I use on different things. But it's just dry pigment that ends up looking like dust on their boots and shit like that. Well, I bought one that's fluorescent, and it's a fluorescent purple. Because I have this idea that like it's like an Eldar world. They've terraformed the planet, and they've changed like the uh, even the soil breakdown, so like they can grow like certain crops that they'll need, um, and faster and things like that. So like it's turned the soil purple, and it's gonna be like all around them and stuff like that. So I thought it was a really cool idea. And then with these guys are gonna actually be these Eldar are gonna be in 30K as well because I'm using that Austriani book. Um, so they're gonna be Yanari. That's the faction that they're going to be. So they're going to be a majority yellow with some accents of blue, which I think I'm going to do like a turquoise because I love turquoise and I use it in almost every project ever in some way or another. So it's probably going to be that. And I thought like, oh, like just looking at the color wheel, I was like, oh, I kind of like the way because of course yellow and purple uh, are opposite, so they always look good together. But it always reminds me of the Lakers too much, so I tend to not like it. So you just have to like implement it differently. Like it can't be like so stark that it's gonna be. That's why I do kind of like the way that these are coming out because it's such a dark purple. It almost looks like it's like almost black. If you don't really like get a good look at it, you're like, oh, it's just black and gold. All right, fine, whatever. But it's like a really just dark purple, dark violet. So I do like the way that those are coming out. But with this like fucking fluorescent purple, I thought it would be a really cool contrast, so that you can see it on different spots on the Dark Angels because they're just majority black with like some red and some white. But it's just gonna be black, and a lot of the highlights are gonna be like blue based, so it's a cool color. And then you can go to like purple, which is kind of like right in the middle of warm and cool, and I thought it would look cool on the base. So I was like, all right, so that's what my Eldar and my Dark Angels are gonna be. It's gonna be the Dark Angels are gonna be on that planet, and there's gonna be like dead fucking Eldars on their base, and then on the Eldar it's gonna be the same planet, but they're gonna have like dead Dark Angels on their bases. It's not gonna be, of course, it's gonna be kind of hard with fucking 25 mil. I've never had to deal with 25 mil bases, besides like seventh edition, early seventh edition Space Marines before they got to 32 millimeter bases. I haven't dealt with them in a very long time. And when I was playing 7th edition, you know damn well I didn't do bases because I could barely paint. So we're getting there. Other than that, I think that's pretty much my hobby progress. I haven't had any games played, so I can't say much on that. I know me and John have been trying to get games played, but his work's been kicking his ass, and I've been having trouble trying to get shit painted with my work. It's not really work for me; it's more school. School eats up a lot of time, so it's it is what it is there. But other than that, that's about me. I don't know, John, if you got any games in.
I did not.
So why don't we talk about our main topic? So our main topic, I'm a little unsure of. And the only reason I'm unsure of is because it's still in the very early stages. That's why I'm unsure about it. But John wants to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it a little bit. Me and John are trying to get a 30K centric campaign going. Now, again, it's in the early stages. We haven't figured out everything, and we don't even have like a start date of when we're actually going to do this. But we just want to let you know if anybody wants to join in, and especially with the ideas that we have set for it, we are going to need more players and different types of players, not just Marine players. So the actual campaign is going to be the Battle of Omeda Sendax. So Omeda Sendax is just a uh, sector that, of course, the Imperium wants for resources and everything else. Um, the thing is that this is the Great Crusade era. So the reason me and John decided to do the Great Crusade before the Heresy was specifically to show people that, hey, you don't need a Marine army. If you have, a Catachan army, if you have any kind of Astra Militarum army, if you have an Eldar army, if you have anything, that you can still play this. If you have orcs, or if you have, Necrons, you have models that can play Heresy. Now, the thing is, me and John went the fancy route and we bought books from OS 30K for the Mournival books. Those Mournival books are completely free. You have a Google Drive, which honestly, come on, you have a Google email, so you have Google Drive. Just download Google Drive. You can go ahead and go. I think it's os30k.com, and they have their supplements, and you just download it to your Google Drive. You can just skim through it, completely free. You don't need anything. Um, so if you do have like an existing Eldar army and you want to play, you can go ahead and just download that thing. You're good to go. They do have like some of them are already set, like the Tomb King's orcs and the Craft World Austriani. Those are all set. Like those are completely set, so they're not going to change unless they decide to have like an FAQ form of some kind. But they're not really going to change. Um, Others that they're working on are in drafts right now. So like they're doing Austriani. They're doing more Eldar, which is the Dark Eldar and then the Extradites or something like that. I don't remember, but they are doing two more Eldar factions. So, and those are in drafts right now. So it's very early stages. They don't even have like any lore for them. They haven't followed any lore. They're literally just like, this is a unit. This is how much the points are. Work with it. See like what you think of it. Give us feedback. So that's the cool thing about them is they're really open to feedback. Um, but yeah, anything you want to say about Omeda Syntax?
So far we're talking about a sector with roughly 12 planets. Um, Not all of them have to be have to have life on them. We're just ballparking a lot of stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been coming up with the fluff for the sector, and so you have obviously nobody that lives in the sector. Um, they don't know about the Emperor. They don't know about Astartes. They don't know about Custodes. They're just trying to live their own lives in their own sector. Um, a lot of these planets don't really have space travel capabilities. I was telling Roman we have in the sector three ships that can break atmosphere, and they're kind of shared amongst like this council of people or races that are maybe not friendly with each other, but at least they'll work together when they have to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so my Catachan army uh, is going to be representing a planet. My Mechanicum army is going to be representing another planet, um, and both planets are um, kind of infrequently plagued by orcs, which is why I got this. And then I have another militia army that's more of a demon worshipping cults type thing. So there'll even be like whispers of chaos in some parts of the sector. Um, Alfredo, I talked to him a little bit. He agreed to help us. He's gonna have a night world in the sector. Those of you who know Alfredo, you know he loves the big fucking robots.
Mm-hmm.
So. hopefully we'll be able to get a few others who don't have Marines or only Marines to be able to claim one of the planets and act as defenders against the Marines as they come in and try to bring us to the Imperial light.
Mm-hmm.
I know Roman is starting off with his Dark Angels against my Catachan world,
Mm-hmm.
but also has Luna Wolves actually painted as Luna Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so very nice paint scheme for the whole Great Crusade era. I do have my Iron Warriors and my Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
So if I ever play against somebody else who's one of the planetary defenders, I can play as Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to get more people into 30K. If you don't, like Roman said, if you have most of these armies, you can play 30K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So anybody willing, but
no, no, go for it.
just anybody willing to learn, uh,
Mm-hmm.
more than welcome. You know, and can both uh, teach games.
Yes, yes, I can. Hopefully, I did at least get my first dose for the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, the Pfizer. So by early April, I don't know why he still has a band-aid on. But
'Cause it
uh,
hurts.
I
It
mean,
hurts so much.
it's a little. It's not. No, it's not even sore anymore. You will have a sore arm. Um, you just will. It's just what's gonna happen. But when it comes to that, I should be getting my second dose by like the beginning first week of April or so. So as soon as I get that, um, I will be a little more comfortable doing like a lot more like backyard games and things like that. So hopefully I can get more games, and then anybody's willing to learn Heresy, I'm always down to play Heresy. Um, but yeah. Just the some of the lore that I was thinking of for the campaign was that's why I was building Eldar, and I was trying to do like maybe a small force games for that, because Eldar would be uh, maybe terraforming this planet. You know, they're trying to like extend an olive branch to the humans that aren't, you know, that are not in the Imperium, because they already know about the Imperium. They're kind of iffy on it. They don't want anything to do with it. So they want to kind of see if they can get more uh, humans on their side and possibly a full sector. And they're starting off on this one planet, and that's the planet I was telling you where they terraformed it. It has like purple soil and kind of things like that for good crop, I guess, agriculture. So my mouth's fucking ridiculously dry. Hold on.
I just see the Eldar like convincing the humans to fight with them, and I just see Zap Brannigan. I'm prepared to send wave after wave of my own men.
Yeah. But like because of this campaign, it's gotten me like so wrapped up in heresy, where I'm just like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. You know, so much so that it's not even just Dark Angels that I want to do. I have like 2,000 points of knights. I have two of three. So I have two of seven knights painted up. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I mean I could play a rival knight house. You know what I mean? I can go either. It can be traitor or not, and that's another thing. I kind of wanted to mess with how Marine on Marine games play. Now I haven't really thought it off. It's still like in the early stages of development how I'm going to do that. But for the most part, it's going to be set in the Great Crusade era. So they have nobody's turned yet. But if it's going to be like a Marine match, then it'll go into the Horus Heresy era where Horus is now turned traitor and they've now aligned with him. So that can also be where there's certain things that will happen that I'm thinking gameplay wise. Just to add a little kind of fun to the campaign. One of the things that we are thinking about is kind of like a battle honor system for your warlords. Like they're gonna be leading these crusades, and they'll get special buffs, or they might just completely eat it. You know what I mean? And somebody else will have to take up the leader position. So we're kind of just again early stages of how we're kind of planning this. We just want to kind of let you know what we're planning so that you can start building up a list and kind of seeing how you want to handle playing heresy, or if you actually just want to try to learn heresy. You know what I mean? But again, I don't know how many people didn't play seventh edition where they don't have like a primer for seventh edition. I don't know how many people. Again, I'm so out of the loop of 40K currently, where I don't know who's started in 8th edition or like who started in 9th edition. Like they never even seen an initiative step. You know what I mean? They've never seen initiative stat. So it is weird, but yeah, I like heresy. I want to have the scene grow, and again, it's a Red Star sponsored thing. We're not forcing, you know, painted kind of shit. It's cool that you do. We love that if you would paint your stuff, but we're not enforcing it. That's just not what we do.
I'm not gonna paint.
Yeah, exactly. Look at him. He's fucking falling asleep over there. How is he gonna paint? So yeah, we just wanted to kind of let you know um, a little bit on the campaign. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or do you just want to wrap it up?
Yeah. So we are doing a narrative campaign, right? Kind of starting at the Great Crusade, moving into the Horus Heresy. Just telling the story from the beginning, and what that means is if you're playing a character, and um, the Mournival rulebook does have a build a character um, chapter in it. So everybody can build their own custom character, name him, um, and all that. But what's gonna happen is because these are battles, right? This is war. So if a character dies, at the end of the game, you're gonna roll a die. On a one, that character is dead. On a two through a six, he was wounded really badly. Apothecaries got to him. They were able, surgeons were able to patch him up. Maybe he has a metal fucking hand now. But for characters, named characters, either the one that you made up or actual named characters like Nathaniel Garro or fucking Horace Lupercal. Uh, if they already died, for every time they die, you're subtracting one from the die roll. So if you've died twice, then on a one, two, or three, the character's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you can't have infinite lives. Um, and the only exception to the rule is that if a Primarch dies, because he's kind of more of an important character, um, he will get to re-roll his first fail where he actually dies.
Mm-hmm.
So using the system, you don't know who's gonna make it. Ferris Manus might never die in the storyline that we're building. Um,
He will.
so so who knows what'll happen? We're telling a story. Obviously, we're following a path that the actual Horus Heresy has already set, but it doesn't mean we have to tell the exact same story. It's going to be our own story starting from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And who knows? Fucking Sanguinius fucking might be traitor. You never know. He's not. He's not gonna do that. He never would.
Fucking emo ass vampire.
That's right. It's fucking the best of the best. Fucking you thought Horus was the best of the best? Nah. Mm-mm. Sanguinius.
You
Man,
mean fucking Edward?
I want to fucking read. I want to read Mortis so bad. I'm waiting for it. I think Mortis is coming out like in. I think April something is when like the mass market version of it comes out. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on. I can look this up because I'm at my computer. Mortis Horus Heresy is the first thing that pops up on uh, April 13th. Alright, so that is. What is that? 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
But guys, while Roman looks up what he's looking up, look at this. This is the Mechanicum Dogmata book, right? You open it up, and you get the awesome fucking artwork, right? Right? This is the Mournival Events Green Book. And when you open it up, you still get awesome fucking artwork. Look at that. Eldar versus fucking orcs. These guys put a lot of fucking great work into these books.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they are free to download. Uh, and if that's what you want to do, great. I downloaded them before I bought them, but they are worth more than what you pay for.
Yes.
Um,
They are each.
they look just like Red Book.
Yeah, yeah. They have the same layout as any of the Forge World books. Um, so you're gonna get quality. They are of course smaller. They're even smaller than the Red Book series, but they're still great quality, and they still come in hardcovers. Like that's awesome. I still love the fact that it's a hardcover. I mean, it's not even that. Honestly, it's not even that much smaller. What about the width? I think it's a little bit small. Like
A
no,
little bit thinner.
like the or I guess the no, like turn it to where the
Oh, like this?
yeah. There you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a little bit smaller.
go. Okay, yeah. So I mean they're a little bit smaller, and they
And so
are
has the ribbon bookmark.
they are $60, I believe. If you
They
want
are $60 Australian.
50,
It's
yeah,
fifty
they're
dollars.
$50 American.
$50 American.
Yeah. So $50 American. Like I said, they have the Mournival book, and then they have Necrons, Craftworld Eldar, and Orcs. So you can get all of those. I know that they have a few more books. Like I said, they have a few more books that they're working on. Hopefully, whenever they come out, I'm buying them for sure because I think they are worth the $50 because they give you a little more insight in terms of heresy type lore, like what they would be here, specific like HQs that they have at that point. Um, so yeah, I think they're worth it. If you are interested in buying the physical books, you can always contact, I believe, Andrew Hollis on Facebook, or you can just go to Osterdighet, I believe, changed to something else. But you can still look up Australia Sector
Well,
30K.
events.
Yeah, you can also look up Mournable events, and it should be there. Yeah, I was looking that up. I was looking at the next Siege of Terra book. So the regular book, not the special edition, will be coming out April 13th. So I will be, as soon as that hits, I will be reading it. Or I guess listening to it. I don't do much reading because I'm fucking uber dyslexic. Um, but yeah, I am excited about that. Because fucking Horus unleashes the fucking Legio Mortis on Terra, and he's gonna fuck shit up. And I want to see, what the fuck's going on because that Fury of Magnus book was fucking mwah. It was chef's kiss. It's the best book so far in terms of like the heresy. It actually made me care about Magnus. He still does everything fucking wrong. Don't you ever fucking think. If you think he did nothing wrong, I don't want to be your fucking friend because it's just retarded. The same thing with fucking the Lion Bean Trader. I'm fucking done with it. If I hear that joke, if I play Dark Angels in a Heresy game, even in this campaign, if somebody makes that joke, I'll be like, all right, you win. I'm just gonna pack up my shit. I'm not dealing with it. I will not deal with it anymore.
But Magnus did nothing wrong.
That's the end of the episode, guys. Bye.
Bye.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, heresy. My heresy boner is it's hard. It's hard as fuck because we're talking about the campaign. I'm thinking about different lists. I'm thinking about, oh, I want to do this for a list. Oh, I want to fucking try this. I think this is cool. Oh, I want to fucking try to signify this somehow in a game or different things. So I'm just really excited about heresy. Um, so much so that I think fantasy has taken a back seat for me. Like I was super like jazzed about fantasy, old fantasy. Now I'm just kind of like I have a 2K list, whatever. That's pushed it aside. I need to fucking work on some Dark Angels because I do. I mean, I do have a not a fully painted, but a mostly painted Luna Wolves army. I do got to get another Horus because his arm broke, like his claws. Some of his claws broke off, and I can't find him anymore because I've dropped him so many times because I'm just a bad owner. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to buy another one and paint it up again. Um, but I also have a lot of other stuff for that army that I have not painted up, and I know there's a couple of things that I should get for that army. Um, Namely, like I think I should invest in a flyer there. Um, but I don't know, man. I'm just jazzed about Harry. I had. Now here's the thing. I had uh a full 3K list for Dark Angels Iron Wing, which is, if you don't know, it's like the biggest section of tanks and artillery and all this other stuff. And I had this really cool fluffy list that I loved, but for some reason, and it took me fucking forever, and it wasn't until I actually looked at my new fucking rulebook 3. So this particular thing has been in Heresy for a long time, and I just never snapped to it. So there's a Forge World only Baneblade, and it has this gigantic fucking plasma gun on it. And I was like, what the fuck is it? Because on Forge World, it's called something completely different than what it's called in Heresy. And when you look under Heresy, it's not there. It's under the 40K stuff for Forge World. So I was like, okay, I was looking for that name. I finally found the fucking Heresy book today, and now that's thrown my whole fucking list out of whack for the Iron Wing, and I'm gonna fucking do it, and I'm gonna have to fit that one in there, even though my Lord of War in that army that I have right now was supposed to be I think it's the Fellblade. I think that's what it's called. It's like it's just the Fellblade chassis or the glaive chassis, and then it has a fucking gigantic. I think it's a. That's not. I don't think it's a plasma. I think it's actually a Volkite type weaponry. So it has this gigantic Volkite weapon on it, which is awesome. Love that. But plasma, come on. And then I look at the Baneblade, and it's just so fucking chunky, and it looks so mean that I'm like, I need that in I need that in Iron Wing for sure. I just need it. So it's thrown that whole fucking list out of whack. Um, I'm hoping that I can get my Raven Wing painted up and then get started on some Iron Wing, because I'll be honest, I think Dark Angels is kind of like my. I mean, it's always been my baby. You know what I mean? They've always been my favorite Legion. Uh, but honestly, I'm thinking about like once I get Dark Angels painted up, I think Luna Wolves are just gonna be like in the box, like just they're just gonna be set aside for years, and I'll bust them out like in 4 years. You know what I mean? Because I'm super jazzed on fucking Dark Angels, even though like people say like, oh, their rules are kind of weird. Oh, there was a FAQ that dropped specifically for book 9 for the Dark Angels book for Heresy, and they changed the Stormwing, um, whatever the Stormwing Rite of War is. They changed it up a bit. Uh, Hopefully next week I'll be able to comment on what they changed. I kind of glanced at it, didn't have enough time to look at it before the podcast, so hopefully I can look that up and kind of let everybody know like the differences. But it is pretty fucking cool because I mean Stormwing is all about like the fucking tacticals, and that's the one thing I'm kind of missing because that's the one thing I think Heresy is just like legions, you know what I mean? And legions are just fucking dudes, just space marines, just fucking walking forward and blasting anything in their way. So it is kind of strange that my first army, the first list that I write for my Dark Angels isn't that. It's fucking just a bunch of flyers and a bunch of like fast moving bikes, which again is another reason I fell in love with Dark Angels. Um, Ironically, I love the Deathwing in 40k, and I have not even looked at Deathwing in 30k. It's really weird. I don't know what it is about the Deathwing specifically in 30k that I haven't really looked into, but I'm gonna have to look into it a little more because they do focus on it quite a bit. They came out with that Deathwing Companions unit, so they are a big deal on there. I just don't understand why I haven't been drawn to that just yet. I think it's because I have so many Terminators for Luna Wolves that I was just kind of like, oh, I don't fucking need more Terminators. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see what I think of.
We all need more Terminator.
Not, just not in 40k. In 40k, apparently they're broken and everybody hates them now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But oh, there was that. Looks like I'll be getting to Necromunda a little bit sooner because they just announced on the what their reveal streams that they have. Caldor is going to get their own book, The House of Faith. They're going to get their own book, and they're going to have another. I don't know if it's a gang or if like they're. I don't know, but they're Caldor. It says Caldor, I think Redemptionist, and they're all like fucking like. They've always been fucking sewer rats that love fire. Now, these guys are literally like all about fire. That's all they ever do. So they look really cool. I hope I can use them in concert with just like the regular Caldor. Like, that's just like another few pieces I can use to upgrade Caldor whenever Will starts his campaign for Necromunda. Because I know he's been trying to get me into Necromunda forever. Oh, one thing. What came out for Marvel Protocol?
The Spider Foes. You
Oh,
got
yeah, yeah.
you got Mysterio, Carnage. Uh, I forgot who else.
Yeah, I don't care about Carnage. I fucking. Carnage wasn't interesting to me until like 2 years ago when I started reading like an actual good Carnage comic. Because before then he was a trash ass character. I don't care what anybody says. They just liked him because he was like, oh man, he just kills and he's fucking like Venom. And I was like, I don't like any of that. I don't care about any of that. But I know that there is, and maybe I know we reviewed something on Comic Corner that actually make me like Carnage. I was like, all right, cool. He looks dope there. He actually has some like cool character development. But cool if you run him. I do like Mysterio, so I'll probably, if anybody, I'll probably just get Mysterio. Um, I'm still, again, I'm still kind of unsure if I want to drop in, but I did buy what is that, Tabletop Simulator, and I know that some guys do run Tabletop Simulator, Marvel Protocol, so hopefully I can at least try out the game there and see what's up. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Yeah. So X messaged me yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, when are we doing the next Mortal Weekly?" And I had a momentary second of confusion, and then I was like, uh, "I run events," and so now that I remember, the Mortal Weekly will be starting up pretty soon, probably after Easter. That'll be the busiest week of the year for me at work. So after that, I'll start going around and seeing which stores want to participate. The way it works for anybody who is not familiar, a store can donate prize support to the league, and the only way to win the prize support for that store is to play in that store for a designated week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, usually Heroes Retreat and Dragons or Alamo Ranch are our two biggest supporters, but Dragons Lair Medical Center had actually uh, asked to be able to participate this time. So let's see if they're still into it. I know COVID is still a thing, and I don't know if they've opened up their game room yet or not.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens there. But the league, it's $10, all of which goes to prize support for the players. Those of us who run the league do not get to win prizes during the league. Um, I know Roman was really busy in the last one and wasn't able to help. But even if he doesn't help and participates, he will not be able to win because he usually does help. So I can't win any prizes. Caesar Alazaga, who has been a big help these past couple of leagues, cannot win any prizes. This is just for you guys who are participating and playing. And I play when I can. Caesar plays a lot more. But even though we're playing, we still are not eligible for prize support. It all goes to you guys. Um, Additionally, we usually throw in extra prize support. On the last league, um, I got some Pilsner glasses, and we had them. I don't know, they weren't etched, um, decaled. They were decaled with purity symbols. So this time I actually want to try to do whiskey glasses, and then we'll see what symbols we can put on them. And um, so you get prizes two ways. You get prizes by playing games, or you get prizes or you get prizes for hobbying. This last league, I did overall hobby prizes, which seemed to work out pretty well. A lot of people liked it this way better. We used to do the best painted, um, but one person kept winning, so we kind of had to open it up for other people to get a chance. So it is random prize support.
Mm-hmm.
For every hour of hobbying you do a week, to a maximum of 2 hours, you get a ticket that can be drawn for a prize, and then for every game that you play a week, you get a ticket to a maximum of 2 tickets for the week. So if you do your 2 games and your 2 hours of hobby, you can get 4 tickets for a week. You get a ticket automatically just for signing up, so even if all you did was sign up and then you never do anything again, you're still in the drawing to win a prize. Fucking Roman. You're still in the drawing to win a prize somewhere down the road. I know on one league, William Lanson paid, entered, and then never played. So he had one ticket, and he still ended up winning one of the grand prizes. Uh, so, um, the uh, the league usually goes on for about 8 weeks. Um, the prize support um, that gets taken in from the buy-in money that gets passed out at the end of the league, and the prize support is store credit that you can only use in one of the stores that participated in the league. So you can't use it to fill up your fucking tank with gas. It has to you have to use it in a. However, it does not have to necessarily be spent on Warhammer. If you want to buy Magic cards or if you want to buy comics, as long as the store that you got the price support it has the product, you can spend it in store. Um, Additionally, that might be it. Hmm.
Additionally, that's it.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. Yeah. I usually would run the heresy side of it, just because John would run more of the 40k side. I would take care of heresy. Um, Caesar would take care of pretty much at that point when I helped out was it
good
was
team.
just kill teams that might. I know that the last event, Mournival events or Mournival weekly.
Quickly.
Um, that it's so hard now because I was just like, oh yeah, we'll call it Mournival weekly. Before I found out about Mournival events, I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
So
we weren't even playing 30K when we invented the Mortal Weekly, so
yeah, we were still
we
playing.
had no idea
We still, I was still on that 40k high. Now, whatever.
about 40K.
Uh, I don't. Nah, I wouldn't say fuck 40k. I'm just, it's not doing it for me. But apparently, it's not doing it for a lot of people. There's many of people that are saying that like they're not happy with 40k. I think a majority of it is just that it's Marines right now, and everybody's just kind of sick and tired of Marines. Like Marines are,
That's all GW is putting out.
yeah, but even so, like the codexes, like out of the codexes, it's literally been Space Marines, a whole bunch of Space Marine supplements, and then it's just been like a Necrons, a Death Guard, and they're just gonna fucking put out next week. I think the Drukhari, the Dark Eldar. So like yeah, of course people are gonna be fucking like sick and tired. There's nothing to fucking play. And then oh, they did show that they're gonna be doing the Adeptus Mechanicus. Um, so Adeptus Mechanicus is gonna get a codex soon-ish. Um, on the AOS side, I did say there's a new Bellacore model. It's fucking ginormous, so I can never play with it in fucking fantasy because it'll never rank up properly. Or I don't think he even really. I don't think you could really rank him up, but he's not gonna fit on a 40 mil base anymore. So he's not gonna fit on a 40 mil square. So I don't know if I'm gonna be using him. Um, I'm still fucking interested in what I have no idea what the old world is gonna be. The game, the old world. I have no fucking clue. Like, there's so many rumors that are saying like, oh, it's going to like a smaller scale and it's gonna be like a War Master scale, or there's so many fucking rumors. I don't know. I'm just interested to see what they have in terms of rules.
I'm not worried at all about the old world. I'm playing fantasy because that's what I like. I didn't get to play it when it was actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't give a fuck what Forward does.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of all these games, that's probably what I meant to say when I said additionally. So on the last Mournival Weekly that we had, we opened it up to more than just GW games because it used to be 40K, and then it became 40K AOS, and then it became 40K AOS kill teams. Then it became we added 30K. On the last one, COVID was a big deal, and people weren't necessarily able to get out. Um, and so we opened up the game to pretty much any tabletop game. You can play 40K, 30K, Age of Sigmar, Fantasy, Kill Teams. You can play
Malifaux, fucking
Malifaux. You can play Crisis Infinite Protocol, which that's when I started, was in the league, in the last league. That's when I started playing Crisis. I was able to get a learning game in with Alex Robertson. I ended up really liking it. So now I have my own little force, and I'm gonna start working on a second force pretty soon. Oh no, I already started working on a second force because I have problems and I spend money. So I actually started as Guardians. I got Enchantress and Angela. I already had Loki and Hela. I haven't built the Hela, but I was using Loki as in my bad guy team. Um, and I ordered from Heroes Retreat Thor and Valkyrie. So that's another project that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but whatever tabletop game you want to play, what's that one that you just did the for Caesar? That game, Infinity?
Infinity. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to play Infinity? You want to play Star Wars? Whatever you want to play,
Kings
as
of
long as
War
it's a tabletop.
Armada.
Yeah, Kings of War Armada. Fucking, I can't even think of any more games. Oh, Bolt Action. Bolt Action was really big last year. So whatever you want to play, just join the league, play it, and you'll get to play against people that maybe you've never played before, meet new people, um, have some fun, and win some prizes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully, this year uh, with the Mournable Weekly, I can be a little more hands-on and at least just to get in. Because honestly, I when me and John started the Mournable Weekly, yeah, we set up like real early on, like we can't fucking win prizes. It just wouldn't be right. But more than that, it was to try to get more games in because I'm antisocial just in general. I'm not super sociable, and I am trying. I was trying to break out of that at that point. Not that I'm not trying to now. It's just with COVID, I can't. But hopefully, I'll be able to participate a little bit more. Teach some heresy. Teach some fantasy. If anybody wants to play some old fantasy, uh, I know I was talking to Will, and I'm trying to get him in. I just got to print him up some bases, but he never got back to me on like a list, so I can't like see how many of the trays that I gotta print out for him. And that's another thing. My printer's been giving me a fuckload of problems since I switched over to another board, so I've been fucking with that a lot. Unsuccessfully, I've been fucking around with that a lot. So hopefully can figure that out soon. But is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Just real quick for anybody who's new to the league, who's interested in joining. Roman did mention that we started the league because we wanted to get more games in and play with other people. I initially started the league because at the time there was Friday Night Fluff Fights, and I was not able to get to very many of them. So I came up with the concept of a week, uh, Monday through Sunday. You find an opponent, and it doesn't matter what day you play them. You don't have to be there for a Friday Night Fluff Fight. You don't have to be there for a Saturday ITC event. It could be Monday, it could be Wednesday, whenever, AM, PM, whenever you and this opponent are able to get together. You have an entire week to find somebody to play your games with. So you don't have to be at a set store unless you're trying to win that store's prize. You don't have to be anywhere at a set time. It's at your convenience.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing was, don't be a dick. That was a big rule on it. Don't bring fucking your asshole list to these games unless you agree with your opponent. Hey,
Yeah, unless you and your opponent can be like, hey, the GT is coming up. Let's
mhm.
practice GT list.
Yeah,
Make
exactly.
sure that's known between the two of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't be bringing a GT list against somebody that's just starting out because that was the whole thing is we wanted people to, especially once we added heresy, like we added heresy like in the second fucking league, where we're just like, yeah, we want to get people in. We don't want people to bring like these hard ass lists for heresy and just like get people to not play. You know what I mean? This is a hobby in which we need people to participate, and if they just get fucking an asshole that brings in a stomp list just because they like winning, I mean, it's not really gonna happen. But it's weird that the last, even with the last league, I didn't participate even in the hobby side. because I think that's when like I think I was doing the streak by then, so I should have
Yeah.
been able to do it, but I just fucking completely forgot about it and never posted up, and just the every time we look at the Mournable Weekly page that we made up, I was like, this is still around. I never remember that I'm a part of it at all. Even when I was organizing it with you, I still forgot about. Oh yeah, it's fucking week what 4, 7, whatever. I just fucking stopped caring. But yeah, hopefully we can start that up again after April, after Easter's, because Easter is always a big deal in San Antonio. Everybody fucking barbecues, so John's like fucking ridiculously busy chopping up meat for people, and uh, I I don't even observe the holiday. No one. I don't really have kids around the house. I have my nieces, but they don't really care. They just want their baskets. That's about it. They don't even want to do like egg hunt. They're just like, yeah, just fucking give us the baskets. That's fine. All right.
Oh, it's really different from us. We got like the yard covered in like 2 inches of fucking confetti from cascarones, and everybody's fucking eating and drinking. Good day. It's a good day.
It's an okay day. I like barbecue. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. If there's anything that you want to put down in the comments, you can go ahead and put that on. If you want to send us an email, it's the lost chapters 00 at gmail.com. If you want to do anything there, I said we wanted to like start doing lists and stuff. So hopefully I'll bring those iron. You know what? Next week I'll build up the two Iron Wing list, and you tell me, John, what you think about those. All right,
I'll have my first human list.
all right, all right. But we still don't have a sign off because we never thought about it. We still don't think about a sign off. So later, guys.
Peace.